Welcome everybody here to the Sports Talk Network channel, and welcome here to this video. This video that isn't a wrestling podcast. And no, we're not talking about the NFL. We just had a great slate of Sunday games, especially the one I see on the highlights in Sports Center right now, the Saints and the 49ers. But we are talking about Whodunnit Double Team, the game that just finished up. Whodunnit, as most of you already know that subscribe to me or just know me, whether in real life or YouTube friends that I have within the communities, know that I'm passionate about this game. Love this game. It's become my life, become my wife. It's everything, and it's something that I enjoy. And it just finished up last night, and I have, as you can see on your screen, our winner. The winner of double teamed, who done double teamed Koda. Koda being the winner here. Let's welcome him to this esteemed broadcast. And Koda, welcome first off, and second, how are you? How are you feeling the day after?
I'm good. Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, I feel good. I I at least remember when I played games like way back. I don't think I got close to winning at all. So like to come back and like have my second game be just a victory, like woo.
Yeah, you still got it. You still got it.
Yeah.
It's one of those, you got it, you never lost it, sort of thing. So, um, but no, definitely congratulations in regards to this interview. My first question that I wanted to ask in relating to the game, when you start off with this game after coming off of doing your first game back with Spooked, um, what was your mindset, your thoughts in regards to finding out who else you're working with, against, and just facing with the new cast with this game when it all started?
um, I don't know what I expected. Um, I think you knew that when I went into it, because the game was partnered, so I went in just alone. I just asked for a partner. Didn't know who I was gonna get. Ended up being a great guy. I love Romeo. Romeo is like awesome. we we like it was very fun to play with Romeo. But then I don't know. Otherwise, I was just playing it out. We um I went into it with like the same mindset that I did the last game, but then I feel like Romeo influenced a lot of my choices because a lot of my choices were a little. We played a little dirty. I'll say that we played quite dirty.
Hmm. Yeah, we'll say that for the upcoming tell-all. Which a lot of interesting and juicy stuff will be brought up. Koda will be joining us again. Jeff and maybe even some others will be spilling the tea, as they say, about things and moments and situations within this short game. And that was interesting to me in regards to how short this game was, how fast-paced it was going to be, and we knew that before even being casted, right? So they already had those tweets out with the pictures and already showing what the schedule was going to be. Now, heading into the game, I know you already said your
Mhm.
mindset in general, but with the schedule of everything, did you think you guys kind of had to play different or dirty because of how fast paced it was, or was it just situational with those particular things? Because I don't know what your mindset in regards to how facing this quick schedule.
The quick schedule didn't really change much of how I guess I would have played it. It just made it. Um, we usually only had um a day. Well, it was about a day's time to think about what actually happened, but I would usually have work the next day, so it'd usually be like, oh, you have 6 hours because you have to finish thinking about what you're gonna say tonight. So I always seemed to work out that I had work the next morning. So I always had, and for me, I think cases were at like 8 Eastern, but
Mhm.
like that's like in my time, that's exactly when I got off work. So I always had to like submit my case
Oh wait,
before I
no,
fell
no,
asleep the night before.
it was 7 Eastern because the next eight, and then at 8 Eastern was the scared spared.
It kind of changed a little bit every night. I don't think it was the same every night.
No,
Was
either
it?
way, yeah, either way, it was
But
around.
either way, I was at work every single time. So I had like a lot less time to think about the cases that I was submitting. But then otherwise, like the schedule, like I'm just glad they stuck with kind of the schedule because it was because I had work, so it was like it was nice to like I had the days off for the riddles, so it always kind of worked out, and they made sure that it kind of worked out. So I appreciate the production team for that.
Yeah. In regards to mindset, we were started as teams. Me and Jeff, you and Romeo, or a team and other teams and stuff like that. When it was broken off and it was individualized, as many did assume that was going to be the change. I was trying to think deeper and think different what it was going to be, because I didn't think it was going to be okay. It was going to be that obvious. That was going to be something different, something that we didn't expect, something different, but it wasn't. So when that happened, even though you kind of knew that probably was going to be it, did anything change in regards to the way you were going to approach the game?
No. me and Romeo, like you said, we kind of like knew it was gonna happen. We talked for a second and you were like, yo man, it like there's no way that the teams can because like at the point that it was like the amount of murders that were on the schedule didn't match up to the amount of teams that were left. So I was like, bro, if the teams get split up, we're just telling each other the truth and the full truth throughout. And so we did. We literally never stopped telling each other the entire truth. We literally just stayed the entire game telling each other the truth. I would tell him we would like theorize and tell each other our like what we thought happened, and I would even like send him my full case usually, and he would have to and he would rewrite it, obviously.
Right.
But
no, that's cool. No, that's good. Maybe I'll say this for the tell-all because Jeff will be there, but different dichotomy in regards to my team and my group. In regards to when the split up happened, because then the other stuff happened, so that unfortunate stuff, and for me being on an island of my own, but at least in team wise, even though we were all turned individuals, I was still.
You were still the closest with Jeff, and so was like the others. Yeah,
it would have been nice, right? And I know that probably would have been the case if Katrina said yes, if Caleb.
Yeah, Caleb wanted a break though. I don't think. Yeah.
Or Mike. So I'm just saying though, in regards to my thinking, in regards to that stuff, but I still think I did well, and I do congratulate you on how well you did in regards to making it to the end and becoming the winner. That was kind of a tight race there in the end, at least where it seemed like, until finding out she was the killer. But that back and forth during the finale with the final part with the questionnaires, but still 3 parts in general. So you get to the finals. You have my case, which I thought production did very well in my murder. So good job, production team. So you're heading into the finals. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Game planning, strategizing, maybe having a last meeting with Romeo, or whatever. Like you're planning in regards to how you guys feel things might go for you guys in for the finals before stuff started happening.
Well, I kind of knew that Romeo was gonna die before he did, because he had told me he was on a flight the day before, and he had I don't know if they explained it to you, but that Romeo died because he didn't submit a case.
Oh, okay.
If you didn't know that.
That wasn't.
Yeah. So Romeo. So I knew Romeo wasn't responding, so I assumed he was gonna die, because he was saying he might not get Wi-Fi and stuff like that. So I kind of knew it was probably gonna be him, and I was kind of hoping it wasn't gonna be, but after going into it, I kind of knew it was. I kind of am bad at the riddles, so I'm actually kind of surprised that I kind of just didn't go in like prepared at all, but I just kind of got lucky. It was against Gisela and Becky, who are also not as good at riddles as I am. So
Well, at least you made a fair, even playing field, I guess. Did you keep spreadsheets, documents, or other things in regards to the one part with the listing of murders and such? I think that was part 2 of the 3-part finale. Did you keep anything like that, or did you actually go on memory and remembered all that?
I remembered most of it. There was, I had to look back at a few of them because I wasn't sure. Like, the one that tripped me up the most was John and Lizette because I didn't remember how they. That's so I kind of just went through and I was like, okay, well, first, let's see. Well, who was the first that died? The first that died was Becky and Billy, and I knew how they died. They died with a straight razor in the morgue. And then John and Lizette, I wasn't sure how they died. I remembered that they died. See, the thing is that when he had explained it, he didn't explain it in like full detail. I get because I had immediately assumed that they died by choking with a rope. So so for a while, he was telling me one thing was wrong, and it was John and Lizette. And then I knew the order of everyone that died. I even knew that Jeff died before Sylvia, which was a technicality. Jeff technically died before Sylvia, even though they died in the same place in the same way, kind of. Evidently, asking Giselle, like when I asked Gisela afterwards, she said she forgot Romeo because he died so quickly. But anyway, once I kind of looked, I had to look back at that one only, and then I found out, and then I kind of realized, oh, okay, I guess if it wasn't the rope, I guess it would be cyanide because it wasn't clear which one it was. They both said that they had cyanide and got choked out, so they didn't tell us which one was the cause of death. And then so once I got that, I got it right.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, in regards to part 3 being about the questions and everything, and kind of just a quiz thing again. And I know you were talking about earlier about maybe not being the best at riddles, but still doing pretty well. In regards to the game, when that started in your 3-way battle there, were you feeling more confident, not just in regards to obviously getting them correct, but just in that kind of atmosphere, the type of questions they were, not of one thing or the other, or this and that, like you kind of saw a pattern. How'd you feel in regards to then?
It became more of a thing of not who knew the answer, but who would just see the question first and answer it, because all the questions weren't too hard. A lot of them were very like, oh, you kind of already knew this. You might not know exactly, like, I'm trying to think of some of them. I know one of them was how many of the murders from Whodunnit were referenced in the Whodunnit murder. And I had talked to Romeo, and he told me to stop doing this because it was useless. But I basically had listed out all of the references to Whodunnit, and I found out that it was all of them to him. So I already knew it was all 12. Because I had found a reference to every single person. Every single person had a reference in that Whodunnit murder.
That case was a mess, but
it was insane. Also, I'll tell you more in the tell-all, but there's way more to what happened in that than I think you know.
Well, I kind of figured out when the murder was being explained, but
yes.
But either way, hey, it's a game. Like you said, and like we all say, I even send my video. It's a game. If they plan to either they planned that it was time to get Steven out, or it just happened. Either way, it's just a game. No reason for me to be upset at anybody. It's just a game, and I had fun, and
Mhm.
I do feel, whether right or wrong, I feel it as a badge of honor in the sense of they see me as actual competition instead of not seeing me as competition and just keeping me to the finals to defeat me.
Mhm.
So um, that's how my mind decides to take it.
Mhm.
But either way, this is about you, and congratulating you. And here's a little victory lap as the champion and the winner of Whodunnit Double Teamed. And my next question for you in regards to the game, what part of the game regards, what point or moment in the game for you individually, whether it was before you split up or after, you felt was a turning point for you, or could be a turning point in your eye of that, hey, I, Koda, could actually take this and win.
Um, when um, I'm not gonna lie.
Never expected this.
Right when Jeff and Sylvia left, I kind of knew because at that point you guys lot we had we had two teams that lost big connections, like you know what I mean, like
Mm-hmm.
there's all this there's something about having your partner that was like, so like having a trustworthy partner, and then on top of that, then Gisela lost her partner as well, so then all three of you didn't have your original partner. So I felt like knowing that I had my original partner and knowing that there was like basically 100% chance that he was going to tell me the truth. Like it felt
Right.
like he was not going to lie to me.
He wasn't going to turn on you.
He could have. I could see. I guess he could have, but the way Romy was acting, he wasn't gonna turn on me, and I wasn't gonna turn on him.
Right. There you go. Loyalty.
Yeah.
But no, that's cool. What would you say in regards to the game being, and maybe we can bring this up as tell all, but or no, we'll just ask you directly without Jeff being here.
Mm,
What are your thoughts on them leaving, if you care to share?
mm,
Um, and Jeff's message to people in regards to the game, and stuff like that. Your overall thoughts on the Sylvia Jeff situation of this game.
mm-hmm. I don't know. It just kind of came out of nowhere ish. I just don't really like. Jeff tried to explain it to me, but then I still don't understand what was bugging him so much about it. Like, I guess I understand that. I guess I understand when someone has to like leave and they just I don't know. I'd like to kind of just hear more about why he felt like he had to leave, because I because he had explained it and said that it was mostly about the production team being irresponsible, but I really felt the exact opposite. I felt like those two were being like some of the most responsible hosts that I've seen, because I don't know, they worked well to figure out things. Although I don't know, they were still learning things. They made mistakes, and I think that's kind of where it came in, was that they were just kind of making mistakes. I think this was the first game they actually hosted,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, I don't know, from hosting a game way back when I mean, I was a kid back then, so obviously mine were not perfect, but I spent a lot of time on them, and to have something like something goes wrong, it's it's hard to come up with something on the spot, because
Right.
you're just so I felt like that was just so I felt like a lot of it came from that, where something went wrong, and they didn't handle it maybe like how Jeff's wanted it to be handled.
Yeah, and you didn't go their way that they say perceived, and they perceived comments or tweets directed to him, and then for Sylvia's side of it, I don't get at all because
I
it seems
don't.
like maybe she's just supporting her friend and decided to leave with him because I don't think anything that Jeff brought up were things that specifically to Sylvia on her own happened to her in regards to interaction with the game or feeling that people disrespected her within the contestants.
Yeah, I don't understand Sylvia's either. I feel like well, Jeff kind of likes to speak his mind, so I assume what happened was that Jeff had talked with Sylvia because you guys were already a team, and he had just been talking to Sylvia just as a partner, and
Yeah, and
that
they were
turned in, and that
growing a
and that
friendship too.
just
So
yeah, and then that just turned into them talking about how irresponsible the game is, and I'm sure she just agreed with it, and and I'm sure Jeff has some valid points, and that's probably just what made Sylvia realize it too, is that maybe this isn't the game that she wanted either, even though she was part of the Killers, like she had a guaranteed win. I don't think something about it, she didn't want to be part of it.
right, yeah, because she could have stayed on for figuring out that they were the
Mm,
original killers when it was supposed to be two.
mm,
Then it went down. Then it went to one after Sylvia was eliminated, and also after Jeff kind of outed it because probably
mm,
Sylvia told him. But either way, it's just, for people watching or whatever, wait for the tell all here shortly. Um, Jeff, if he is going to be there, we'll share his side of it passionately, and we'll take it from there. But for you, I guess in regards to actual question, my final question for you is moving forward for Koda, heading into 2020. As I said during the tell all for Spooked,
mm,
that there's pretty much games for the whole calendar of 2020.
mm.
In regards to starting with double vision and such like that, and then minus summer and other things. So, um, do you plan to apply for double vision in January or February, whenever it is?
Um, Man, I've been thinking about that. I've been trying to figure out if I want to or not. Um, I do kind of, but I also need to focus on life too. So I might take a hiatus for that one as well. Um, I might. I'm thinking if I play a game, I'll play just one throughout 2020. I don't want to like overwhelm myself throughout those.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know which one I'm gonna play though. No, no.
No, no, no.
I kind of want to play Ryan's if that actually happens because I haven't
Ryan Spring
because
game,
because I knew Ryan back when I first started, so it'd be
hmm
interesting to be in his.
and then there's a
But
new
I
game. Well, then I don't know if you know, there's a game that's going to be run by
yes, it's
Sylvia and Jeff, called crap, I forgot whatever. But the Whodunnit game, um,
mm,
will
I
be,
might I
and then
wouldn't I don't want to do that one because I feel like Jeff and I don't have a good relationship anymore.
and then there's mine with the craziness in regards to mine's going to be in summer starting in June. It will have in honor of the year of 2020, also for the 2020 presidential election.
Mm-hmm.
Also in honor, it'll have 20 contestants. It'll be 2020 for 2020, um, and such like that. Enjoy the ride sort of thing. But that'll be mine as a rookie game runner for me. We'll be
Mm-hmm.
running that one. So obviously, I'm going to try to promote mine for the game you play. But if it's Ryan's, I respect that because you're the connection with him. But I just wanted to share that to at least come on. I got to at least try. So, um,
Mm-hmm.
but either way, whatever game you pick, I look forward to either battling you in it because you know me, I'm applying to everything. So
Yeah.
battle you in it, if I am casted, it's not always automatic, but or producing it of you playing it. So either way, I guess if you want, flip the tables. I mean, this is an interview for you, but if you have any questions you care to ask of me in regards to the game or whatever, the floor is yours. Or if not, that's mine too.
I don't think I have any.
All right. Well, thank you for being here, and congratulations on the win. Again, I look forward to facing you whenever the next game you play. And for everybody watching, the tell-all will be here shortly, and we'll get that up and rolling. So, Koda, if you want, share any last parting wisdom words and anything else you wish to share before signing off.
No, I don't got anything. But yeah, thanks for having me.
Well, as you can tell, there's a Twitter handle for the game that we were playing. You can find me on my personal handle at army_strong_06. But otherwise, above all else, as always, take care.